Dear friends, today we have a special episode of Super Tony's Adventures. Enjoy! Tony, take your magic wand and your robe. Today we are gonna practice some magic tricks. Dear viewers, if you see this caption on the screen, you should pause the video and tell us in the comments how do you think the trick is done. After that, we're gonna explain the trick ourselves. So, expectulus patronibulus. Or something like that. Anyway, let's start. So, we need 2 empty glasses. We are gonna place a little ball in one of them. Pretend to pour water from one glass to the other. There's no water, of course, but the little ball goes up. Whoa, magic! Actually, it's a pretty easy trick. You just need to tie the ball to your clothes with an invisible thread. You can buy one in a special magic shop. To do the trick, just move the glass away from your body. The thread will tighten, making the ball seem to float. Now, dear friends, we are going to teach you how to make different objects hover in the air. To do it, we need an aquarium. We are going to place a foil boat that we made beforehand inside. And look what happens. It's floating. Look, real magic. Or is it? Actually, this is possible thanks to physics and a gas that is filling the aquarium. It is known as krypton, and it's 3 times heavier than air. Thanks to this, our boat doesn't sink, and instead floats in the air. You can easily do this trick at home, if you manage to find this gas, but you should know that it is really expensive. For our next trick, we are gonna need a piece of paper. First, we tear the paper in front of our viewers. Keep tearing until all there's left are little pieces of paper. Now, take the little pieces in your hand. Tell some magic words and slowly take a whole sheet out of your hand. Voila, it's back to normal. Truth be told, there's no magic here. To do this trick, you are gonna need 2 similar sheets of paper. Fold one sheet of paper and attach it to the corner of the other sheet. So, once you tear the sheet in little pieces, you will have another sheet completely whole, which you just have to unfold and wait your deserved ovation. Friends, remember, before you show these tricks to your friends, you have to train a lot. The idea behind an illusion is that the viewer should not guess how it was done. That's how people start believing in magic. Tony, you won't surprise anyone with that trick anymore. Let's learn something new, something that will amaze everyone. Let's go. First, we are gonna learn how to fly. It's easier than you think. Put your feet together and stand sideways to the audience. Now, get up on the toes of your rear feet and keep your heels together. Voila, you're flying, Tony. The main thing here is to find the right angle so that we can't see the tip of your feet. Practice a little more in front of the mirror and you will be ready to surprise your friends. Let's move on. Ask a friend to lean against the wall with their hand, putting pressure on it for about a minute. Now ask them to step back and pretend to raise their arm with your mind. It will really move up on its own as soon as your friend moves away from the wall. It's just that the muscles of the hands have got used to this position and are trying to move back. Now we're gonna run a rope through your body. Tony, there is nothing impossible for a magician. Do as I say. Throw a rope around your neck so that it runs from behind and hang from both ends on the front. Now grab the opposite end with each hand. Then it all depends on how fast you can tie the rope. Pull the right end around your neck, leaving a small loop. At the same time, move the left end to the right, wrapping it around the loop. This cunning tie must be covered with your neck so that no one can see it. At the end, tie up the hanging ends and pull them sharply forward, pretending it's very difficult. Ta-da! The rope went through your neck and stayed in your hands. Don't worry, friends, we're gonna show it one more time, really slowly. Practice your movements to make them look more natural, then no one will guess the secret of the trick. By the way, you don't have to tie the ends of the rope, but it makes your audience even more perplexed, because they see a rope with a knot, which was just around your neck and went through it. You're all tricks and magics, you silly. Let me tell you about some really cool magic tricks that you can easily try at home to impress your friends. So, take a jar with a tightly closed lid. Now, take some watercolor paint and paint the inside of the lid with it. You can use any paint, as long as it dissolves quickly in water. Now, pour plain water into the jar and close the lid. All props are ready. It is time to surprise your friends. Show them the jar of water and say that now you will dye this water with magic. Loudly say the magic words and shake the jar. The paint will dissolve and color the water. Voila! Magic is real. We saw this next trick on another channel, but we won't mention its name. We need gelatin, flour, a little water, and some plasticine. So, we pour a little water into the gelatin and stir it. Then we add a little bit of flour, stirring all the time, until it reaches the consistency of porridge. Now we make a cast of a finger with plasticine, pour our mix into the mold, and put it in the freezer for a couple of hours. Once the fake finger hardens, you need to remove the plasticine and paint the finger with your mom's makeup so it looks realistic. Now you can do all sorts of tricks with it, like this one, or even this one. The only limit is your imagination. Let's move on, Tony. Ask one of your many guests to think of a number from 1 to 5. Now ask them which one they have in mind. Great! Now ask them to go to the closet and pick up the card that is already lying there. Wow! It has the right number written on it. The secret of the trick is simpler than a hole in your sock, dear spectator. You just need to write the numbers from 1 to 5 on different cards beforehand and hide them in different places. The most important thing is to remember which card is where and direct the spectator to the one that has the right number written on it. No time to stop, Tony. Our magical evening is just the beginning. Let's turn an orange into an apple. So we show everyone an ordinary orange and cover it with a handkerchief. Say the spell, pull the handkerchief off, and lo and behold, the orange is turned into an apple. The secret to this trick is very simple. It is necessary to carefully remove the skin of an orange beforehand so that it remains as intact as possible. Then we take a slightly smaller apple and place it inside the peel. When we show our orange to the audience, we should hold it tightly in our hands so that no cuts are visible. The next step is a matter of skill. With a deft movement of the hand, we tear off the handkerchief along with the peel and the orange turns into an apple. Now here's a scientific trick. We will need a glass of cold water, some ice, fine salt, an ordinary thread, and a very mysterious expression. We lower a piece of ice into the glass with water and ask our spectators to get it out with the help of a thread. When your friend gets tired of trying unsuccessfully, it's time for the great magician and wizard himself to intervene. Put the thread on the ice cube and sprinkle salt on top. You need to wait just a little bit, and then bravely lift the thread and with it the ice. Physics is way cooler than any magic, right? And finally, the most amazing trick. Or maybe not. It's up to you to decide which trick was cooler. Let's begin. Here's an empty glass, and here's a glass of water. We pour the water from one glass into the other, say the spell, turn it upside down, and the water turns into ice. How is it possible? What did you do, you freaking wizard? Okay, I'll stop being so dramatic and tell you the secret. We have to cut out a sponge, or other highly absorbent material, in advance, making a circle the size of the bottom of our glass. Now we glue it to the very bottom and pour some ice on top. When we pour the water from the second glass into it, it should all be absorbed into the sponge. And when we turn it over, only the ice comes out. The modern and very spectacular trick. It is known as Impaled beyond belief. We take a pole, we take Tony, we place him a little higher, we let go, and ooh! Tony, are you okay? Phew, I was scared. Actually, friends, Tony's life wasn't in danger. The fact is that a special pole with a folding tip is used for this magic trick. When we let Tony go, the stick folds in two and fixes itself in a special device on the back of our illusionist. And from the other side, another pole comes out, so it looks like Tony has been pierced. Let's move on. The next one is not exactly a magic trick, but rather a very spectacular illusion by Michael Jackson. When he was singing one of his most famous songs, he tilted his body almost 45 degrees. Try to do it. It's not that easy, is it? The secret is in his special shoes and the pins fixed on the stage. It turns out that the King of Pop attached his shoes to the stage in a special way while dancing, which allowed him not to fall down. And finally, let's repeat a 2,000-year-old trick. Walking on water. Watch Tony closely. So, he put on a special inflatable sneakers, and he's running on the water. Cool, Tony, good for you. Do you think the secret of this trick is in the shoes? Well, no. This special gadget just distracts attention and gives the trick a little plausibility. The inflatable sneakers would need to be much bigger to keep you on the surface. The secret of this trick is simple. There are transparent platforms made of a special material at a short distance from the water's surface, and the magician is running on them. And now for those who stayed with us until the end, we have a small bonus. Tony and I will show you a simple card trick, which you can learn to amaze your friends. We need 21 cards from a card deck. We ask a member of the audience to choose one. We place the cards in 3 packs facing up. We ask the spectator to tell us where his or her card is. Now we combine the piles, making sure to place the pile with the chosen card in the middle. We do this 2 more times. After that, the card will always be the 11th from both ends. As you can see, this trick is simple, but it will make your friends believe in your magic abilities. Friends, as it turned out, you don't have to be Harry Potter to surprise the audience. Tell us in the comments what other interesting tricks you know. The best one will be featured in our next episode. See you in the next adventure of Super Tony. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe. Goodbye!